okay, everybody, we got a choice. All right, we can either allow these movements, the New Age movement, occult movement, and pagan movement, the magical movement, and all the rest of them, to be dominated by woolly thinking, for want of a better phrase, okay? Or we can try and do something good and actually make our time within these movements worthwhile. This is why I wrote Astral Projection and Sceptical Occultism the way that I did. Alright? Its whole purpose was to try and give a certain level of clarity of thought. You can't take something which is as complex and nuanced as the occult movement, New Age movement, pagan movement, Wiccan movement, and all the rest of that, and make everything simple and turn everything into a religion. What is the point in creating more and more religions? What the fuck is the point? Seriously, what is the point? Alright? It's like some people want to make the discussion about New Age religions to have a higher level of importance than to find out about the way the world works and to try and do something good. You know, when I was young and I would like go down to the New Age bookshop and see all those like spirituality and self-development sections and the wide quantity of knowledge there, I actually thought, I've got to study this stuff. Alright, I've got to study this stuff because this is important. I've had strange experiences. I want to find out what we can do with them. And although there were some books that were geared towards trying to encourage people to think that in the future we will have some kind of understanding about this stuff, okay? To the most part, it was all about religious discussion on which New Age religion is better than which other New Age religion, or having the kind of arguments that one denomination of Christianity might have against another denomination of Christianity. It was that kind of thing. But it was all done with witchcraft or ritual magic or all the rest of that, rather than, okay, well, let's try and scientifically understand this, okay? Because people in those days, they took Aleister Crowley's first definition of magic seriously. Right? They said that magic is an art and science. That's what they said, okay? But there was nothing in the way in which they were thinking or in the way in which they were behaving or performing which was scientific. Okay? It was completely devoid of that. And it still is to the most part. So let's just try and, if you want to take that attitude, think about these things scientifically, okay? Just go to the links below, get a copy of my book, okay, Astral Projection, Sceptical Occultism, and see what you can do, okay? Read it, understand it, study it, get some more perspective, because it is really important that you do this. Then on top of that, it's a great Christmas gift for somebody, okay? But on a more serious note, the only way we can change the movement is by changing the movement. Okay, we've got to change the thinking in the movement, we've got to change the attitudes, the values, why people get involved with all this stuff. Alright, that's what's really important right now. It's not a question of, oh, this form of Wicca is better, or that form of Wicca is better, or, you're not a real rune caster unless you're wearing a brown hat with green shoes and using a yellow rune cloth to cast your stones, or whatever people are talking about these days. That's an irrelevance. Okay, that is a real irrelevance. And what is relevant is, hey, we've had these strange experiences. What do they mean? Okay, we don't know that yet. Alright, but we've got to try and encourage people. If you know someone who's involved with any of these magic-y or religious groups, alright, get a copy of my book and give it to them. Say, look, there's another way of looking at this stuff. This guy knows more about this stuff, okay, in some ways, because he's thought about it for longer than you. He's probably been involved in it for longer than you, and he knows more, he knows his stuff. Alright, and just give them a copy of the book and say, read this. This will give you the clarity of thought that you need. Alright? The way I see it is like we're dealing with sick movements, with sick people in them. And we've got to try and find some kind of cure, or at least treatment for the sickness. And the sickness is in like sick thinking. It's in wrong thinking. It's in inappropriate thinking and inappropriate ways of looking at a subject and treating other people. I mean, what is the point in telling somebody that they do this thing that works? And they come to you because they've got like a disease which can't be cured. And they dedicate years to trying to cure themselves of a disease which they can't do using magic. All right, what is the point in saying to someone, okay, yeah, we will totally cure your relationship problems or your family problems or the fact that your father's got a drink and drug problem or using magic? I mean, it's not true. It's a lie. Okay. But the strange experiences still carry on happening, so we have to try bit by bit to understand them. All right. So let's just try and do this together. Okay, you and me, and with the rest of the world. And all the religious movements out there, they need help too. Alright? This perspective that I've been trying to popularize, which I call transdeism, which was a name created by Larry Copling, okay, is probably the best way. It just really is probably the best way. And I don't think we've got that much in the way of choice now, because things have got so extreme. The New Age movement has got out of control, out of whack. And yeah, sure, some people get some kind of comfort from what they're doing, but there's bad thinking going on. Real bad thinking. So let's do something about it. You can do something about that today, okay? Get a copy of my book, even if you just get the Kindle version and buy it for somebody else's Kindle account, okay? Do that. Or if you buy the paperback version, then do that. Just get that stuff out there, because, this stuff is essential. We need to change the world. And we can do it bit by bit. Thank you for listening.